Okay. So I should also be on YouTube. So I need to not do broadcast, but okay. All right. We're just doing a little testing session. But it looks like we are good. Okay. So it's in both places recording. Hey, Miss Sheila Maxie. Thank you, first of all, for joining me this evening on this impromptu Let's Talk with Whitney.
Let's do it.
Yes. I'm so excited. So let me just start off by saying that little backstory with Miss Sheila is my daughter, my middle daughter, and Miss Sheila's youngest daughter are best friends. And so they've been best friends now for what, how many years? Maybe 4 years, 3 or 4 years. And me and Miss Sheila just got up together, honey.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah, me and Miss Sheila just caught up with each other. And Saturday we sat down and had such a beautiful conversation. And she said something that I thought was super dope because I've been talking about loving yourself to health and all of these different things. And we just started sharing stories. And the stories that we were sharing were that of our testimonies. Well, Miss Sheila said if she had to describe her life in a title, it would be Total Faith. And I thought that was so beautiful. Miss Sheila, if you would, please share some of that story with us.
Well, it's very, very, very true. Talking to Miss Whitney lately for the last couple of months, I've been back in Tallahassee this time for about 5 years. I don't have too many, friends and things like that. I'm very involved with my kids, and I'm a single parent. So I'm always asking myself, like, I need some new conversation. I need new people to talk to. I need to feel like I'm doing something with myself. And the other day, right, that Saturday morning, I had just said before I met not met, but talked to Miss Whitney like we did. I said,
please stop calling me Miss Whitney too, Miss. I hate the country. Oh, honey.
I'm sorry.
It's just Whitney.
I can't call you Miss Whitney. You can't call me Miss Sheila.
All right, she.
Okay, Whitney. Okay, Mimi. Okay, so I said, so then I walk in to Whitney's house, and we're talking, and then we have this beautiful conversation, and it just kind of enlightened me, like that was a part of my faith story there. It was just when you believe, when you know that you have when God is your higher power, when you're not perfect. It's not about being a Christian and this and that. That's not how I interpret God into my life. It's just riding on faith. Whatever my thoughts are, that's what I pray about. That's what I ask him to deliver for me. Whether it's a negative thing, remove it out of my life. Whether if it's a positive thing that I want to come into my life, I ride on faith on asking for that. And I just believe it's going to happen. And so I've had many of stories in my life. Number one, I told Miss Whitney, the first thing that let me know that faith was real was the day that I fasted, was the weeks that I fasted for my child's brain injury to reverse itself. And literally it reversed itself. He was 90% brain dead, 10% functional. He was a preemie, born at 1 pound, 13 ounces, him and his twin sister. And I was 19 years old, didn't know what to do, just in disbelief, And so my mom, she's dedicated her life to the Lord. She said, honey, this is a time you're going to have to step out on some faith and really believe that he can change things. And so I fasted every day up until a certain time. I think maybe it was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon before I ate or drank anything. I would just pray all of that time. And so when that doctor first delivered that news of him being 90% brain dead, 10% functional, that's when the fast started. It was me, my mom, my aunts, sisters, and I didn't know what was happening, but it felt good. It was like, this is what I need to do. You know what I mean? And about 2 weeks later, it was time for another CAT scan, things like that. And they came to me and they said, they actually said, you must believe in God.
Oh God.
And I said, why would you say that? And they go, because we just took a CAT scan of your son's brain and he is now 90% functional.
Oh, praise God.
Brain dead, and I didn't even, I was so elated and thankful and grateful to God that I didn't even want to hear nothing about the 10%.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He 100% healed.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's where my faith started. Because I've been through trials and tribulations since, and I knew right then
but you said something that day that I know a whole lot of people can attest to, and that is you didn't have time to think about what you were going through. Like you didn't have time to dwell on it. You just had to go through it.
That's it.
Talk a little bit about that.
Just I get like that now sometimes. Just when you got so much going on, you kind of just feel like, okay, well, what am I doing? You feel like you want to sit and cry and soak, but you just don't. For me, I didn't have that. It was like, you got to figure out a game plan.
Right. I
only knew that my game plan was my faith, because nothing else calmed me or soothed me, And so I just didn't have time to dwell. Like I said, I prayed, I fasted, I was available all the time. I was paying attention to what was going on, learning, I just found other avenues. I wrote a lot. I had a journal that I wrote things down in, and just my experiences. Those were my releases. I just found other releases, to my faith, and God just gave me things to do,
But that's super therapeutic. That's super therapeutic to write, and that's what, if you go to therapy or any of that stuff, one of the things that, I was given was a journal. And, I wrote out my feelings. You talk about your feelings, you write out your feelings. I'm
gonna say you gotta be a little careful sometimes. You don't want to write too much, because that used to get me in trouble back when I was a teenager, just writing all my feelings. I learned how to reel it in a little bit, but write about the things that I needed to, so
that's right.
But you right, you find other avenues, and just I just again, faith is just, that has been the motto of my life.
Instinctly.
That's it.
Instinctly. So Jessica Rush, one of our viewers, said, that's deep. My game plan was and is my faith. So she's in total agreement with you with that. And I am too.
Yeah.
And I am too. Again, like I said, so many of us, we go through so much. And I was telling one of my other friends, when I went through everything that I went through over this past year and a half, lost, and you're trying to find who you want to be and gaining new perspective about yourself. It's like, okay, what do I and even you can't think about it, you just move. But what happens when you can't move anymore? Like, what do you do then? Have you ever had therapy?
No, I have not been in therapy. I think we talked a little bit about this. Now I have not. Well, when I was a teenager, my parents sent me to a therapist. I only went a couple of times, and that was for a situation that I didn't feel that I needed to go at that time. What I will say, because of my faith, God has implemented people in my life to be therapists in my life. I feel like you have to surround yourself around the right people who are going to uplift you and support you with the right words. And you will find that's therapy. Now, if that means going to a therapist who can do that, then you can do that, And so I've been blessed to be able to have a handful of friends, and now I got you. I got you.
Hey,
Whitney.
hey, yes, you do.
I got you, Whitney. You know, to that uplifted me during these times, and you know, I got a handful of who I call my best friends, people I've known for over 20 years. You know, it's crazy how they were supportive in my life at different times.
Right.
You know, they may not have known everything, but it's like I just placed them in my life for, you know, every day I would talk to them for these amount of months. And then I may not talk to them for a few weeks. And then I'll be talking to another friend for every day. And so that's what was my therapy. You know, I'm grateful that I was able to surround myself around those people. Now, there were people who came into my life who didn't support me like that. And it took a long time for me to learn how to, deal with people with a long handled spoon to say, okay, I love you, but maybe you're not right for me with these emotions that I have, you know?
Right.
And so you gotta be careful with who you share everything with too, you know, because people prey on your emotions and your downfall. And so I just feel like, you know, my grandparents, they were very wise people, taught me early on to be careful of how you speak. And just because the tongue is a powerful thing anyway.
Yes, it is.
So it's just you just want to be mindful of that and speak positivity. And so I've trained myself to do that, you know. So you know, that's just
So one of the other things that we talked about too is where we are in our life right now. So
bingo.
yes, you have a son in college, and then you have your twins that's pretty much at the end in 11th grade, right?
They are going to be 17 tomorrow. They're going to be
17 tomorrow. What a blessing. And again, let's just go back to the height of the conversation. Miss Sheila was 19 with two premature babies. So the fact that they are about to be how 17 tomorrow, that's a blessing. And I want to say happy birthday early.
Oh,
my boy and my girl.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, just where I am now, I'm happy. Like I had plans, you know, and again, back to riding on total faith. You know, I call us the Fantastic Four, and what we did was my oldest son started playing sports, and we came up with a plan. And he said, I want to go professionally. You know, I don't want to just go for hype and fame. You know, I know that's an easy avenue into wealth and income. I want to do some different things for our family, you know, and things like that. And so I said, okay, that's what you want to do. So that's what we're going to do. And me, Sanaya, and Jeremiah, which are the twins, we rode on that, and we all became a team together. And this whole time it was, let's get you all graduated. Let's get you off to college. And Sanaya and Jeremiah. And that plan is happening. You know, I'm happy for him. He's at University of Memphis right now he's not playing football, but he's getting close, you know. But everything is in God's timing. So can't rush it. Education first, you know.
So the other thing that I thought was super beautiful is that he's trusting. Yes, Jessica said happy birthday, twins. And she also said sometimes God sends you the therapy you need in certain people who are like-minded, who's been through similar situations. And that is the God honest truth. And again, we all say happy birthday, twins. But I think it's so beautiful that your son is trusting his process and you're backing him up through it. It's so many people that think that everything should come instant. Like we live in this microwavable society where people feel like, oh, as soon as they cut a camera on or start their journey, that they should get halos and pop bottles and all of this fame is just supposed to. No, it takes a while. And I think it's beautiful that you support him the way you support him.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, y'all gonna hear faith a whole bunch up in here. It's called Total Faith.
It's called Total Faith. And I don't know. Listen, if you're looking at this live and you don't have total faith, or you don't know what faith is, or you're tired of hearing faith, you might as well go and log out.
That's it.
Total faith is what we talking about tonight.
That's it. And I can't take I've supported him, you know, and I can't take all of the credit though. people will ask me, my family will ask me and say, well, how did your kids get that way? Or how are they disciplined? Why do they listen to you the way that they do? Mine. Say
that again. I'm sorry, you paused a little bit. I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
Oh, I said, why do they listen to you so well? People ask me that. And then I said, I got one that's not listening to me right now, but that's all right. But what I did was, I am by no means perfect. I have made many mistakes. I have made some bad decisions. I have disciplined. I could have disciplined better ways. I could have all of us. That's all of us. I wasn't the type of parent that was always in my devotions either, like with my children, or I did not take them to church. What I did was I would let them know that at the end of the day, you have to build a relationship with God, and you have to have your own faith. And I guess the way that I would talk to them, because I didn't know the Bible, I didn't know how to speak it, I didn't know how to say a scripture and it just be on point. I still don't. Sometimes, it come out. But I felt like God gave me that gift to say, as long as you talk about me some, I'll. Miss Whitney.
You had broke up a little bit. You said God gave you a gift, and as long as you had it. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So I just felt like he blessed me with taking the reins, because at least I talked about him with my children. I started early, making sure they felt a conviction in their heart so that they would make better decisions. They ain't made all the right decisions. So when it comes to my oldest, I never once told him to go to a church or anything like that. He's involved in a whole youth group up there. He does it. He speaks to children on his own. I didn't even know this, and so I'm just, again, I can't take all the credit. That's God's doing.
Right. But I will say this, and I'm only saying it because I fell off for a little while. I was not going to church like that. And again, go back to a year and a half ago, when we went through the worst, pretty much where I was in the worst place I could possibly be in. And, we had our loss, all kind of different stuff. It was just like, I had a friend of mine say, you need to come on back to church, and I went to church, and the first day that I walked in there, the praise and worship was going on, and the minister of music stopped singing and started prophesying to me about, So my thing was, everything, I lie to you not, everything that was said that day came to pass, and it's still coming to pass. Because after that, the pastor stopped the church and was talking to my husband, started prophesying over him. Everything that he said came to pass. My thing, and then my children, the way my children started to process what was going on, they were happy to be back in the house of the Lord. They were happy. My oldest daughter just looked at me and said, I really love our church. I love it. Like, I'm listening. And Jessica said, train a child up. Train a child up in the way he should go on. When he is older, he will, he'll come on back. He coming on back to us.
That's it.
Train a child up. You give them that word. You know what I mean? You speak the word and you give them the word, but then don't get lax with not giving the word. You know what I mean? If it's something
that happens too. And I've totally been there, and I'd be like, these last few weeks, I'm like, what's wrong? Oh, I need to get him some devotion.
Right.
I need to step back. Everything else around me in my life is so fast. I'm forgetting about what I need to be doing to train up my child. You know what I mean?
That's right. And this is what we're going to do, because me and Jessica, we go to the same church. Miss Sheila, we're going to have you come on down here with us so that we can
let's do it.
Right on in the Truth Gatherers Dream Center.
I'm ready.
Yes. We gonna pull you right on in. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's one of the best decisions that I could have made. And one of the most beautiful parts about this is it's family driven. It's something for everybody.
Oh wow.
It's something for the kids. It's something for you. It's something for husband. It's something for everybody. So I can't lie to you. I really enjoy it.
I'm there.
Yeah.
I have not found a church home yet in Tallahassee.
How long you been in Tallahassee?
About 4 years this time.
About 4 years. Okay.
And then, but of course, that's when it, about a year after being here, then the whole COVID thing happened and couldn't go nowhere and and all that. And so that's it.
Me and Jessica went to school together. Now we in church together.
That's it.
Raising these kids, honey. We out here.
So
hey, Mike Court.
Hello.
Hey. Thanks for joining us.
So I just, I don't know. I just life, like we talked, Miss Whitney. I'm sorry.
You fine. You just you doing.
We've been through a lot this last year.
Yes.
I've lost someone. You've lost someone. And I just want to tell you that I'm very proud of you for coming out of that shell, and bless whoever was there to support you, and not let you fall to a place where you felt like you could not get up. Because if that was the case, me and you would not have met,
Oh yeah. Oh, we was gonna get back up because the fight is right on. It's not, lay down and stay down. No, we don't do that. The fight's still here. So really it was about, because I wanted life and because I wanted to love and because I wanted to be happy in every, area of my life. It was, let me take care of me. But I love the total faith message that you have. I absolutely love that. I adore that. Again, like you said, just instinctively, it's not that I know the Bible verbatim, but I hear and I seek and I trust. And your trust has put you and your children in a different state. So I love that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
And Michael Cork said, God orchestrate divine connection.
He does. He does. I don't know if you were listening earlier, but I was saying that morning, this past Saturday morning, I was thinking about leaving Tallahassee and I didn't know when, like, man, maybe I need to go somewhere else and make some new connections. I just feel like I'm just not doing that here, and voila, here I am. Total faith with Whitney. Get rid of Miss Whitney. Y'all done trained me down south to say Miss and Miss. I can't. So it's hard for me.
Yeah, it's a Southern pleasantry. So, I know a couple people there joined us, and I just want to reiterate where we started out. This is Miss Shelia Maxie.
Hi.
And Miss Shelia Maxie was giving us some of her testimony. She was she was telling us where she started with total faith, and it was when she was 19 years old. She had a set of twins, and they were born premature or whatever. And she fast for how many days?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Nonstop 2 weeks, and she saw a change in her baby in those 2 weeks. But again, I don't want to tell your testimony wrong, so you could just reiterate.
Well, that was it. Yeah, just again, doing fasting, trusting the process, because this was something that my mom had said, this is what you need to do. This is a part where you're gonna have to put your trust and faith in God, and that's what she told me. And at that point, I was willing to do anything, I mean, when the day that she said, are you ready to go see your babies? Because I didn't get to see them about a few days after I delivered them. I said, yeah, let's go. And when she took me to those incubators, they were transparent. You could see through them. Their eyelids they hadn't even cracked their eyes. No nail beds, nothing. And so, when she said,
how far into the pregnancy were you when you had them?
26 weeks.
Okay.
So yeah, I had my 6-month ultrasound, and the next few days later I had them.
Wow.
And so, I mean, even in that, some people might find themselves, falling into sadness because they're watching this. I thought it was one heck of an experience. I literally got to watch these children go create into, get skin and their eyes. It was such an amazing thing. I know God purposely had me see that with my own eyes. To know anything is possible.
But
Anything.
then just to see God's process with that, like that is so beautiful for you to even enjoy.
I'll have to show you some pictures one day. I'll have to show you some pictures of how they were. I bust them out every so often with the twins. I don't do it that often. I got a big plan for their 18th birthday.
Oh.
And so I'm just so very proud of them, and that they've been through a lot, but they've overcame.
And the other thing is they turn 17 tomorrow, so
that's it.
At 6 months they were born and they went through so much, and they turn 17 tomorrow. That's just such a blessing. That is such a blessing. But the other portion of this conversation, I don't think I even got into this question real good, is again, you have a son in college and two at the end of in 11th grade. How do you feel about your children transitioning into adulthood? Are you afraid?
I'm not afraid.
Okay.
But I am. With the twins, I feel like I've babied them more.
Okay.
So I feel like there's more training to be done. That oldest of mine, he kind of grew up with me, Now it was his mama. He know that, but he did. He I don't know. It was like God. They call him a little man, baby man. They said man from the day he was born. We don't remember when he didn't talk, So yeah, almost empty nesting. Now that part I get sad about. I don't want to think about that.
That's what I said. I know you got to be having some feelings. And emotions.
Do. So I kind of hold me, baby, and the twins to say, "Oh, I got some more to do with y'all. I'll give y'all some time." I feel like they're gonna both show me up and be like.
I think it might be Jeremiah.
I say that.
I think it might be little man. But Jeremiah might. I'm leaving.
He might. He just might. But I might be like, no. But I didn't know how I was gonna feel when Mason left, because he's in Memphis, so he's about 9 hours away. And I thought they thought I was gonna be more like, oh, my baby's gone, but I wasn't, because of my faith and what I've taught him. Totally exceeded anything that I could teach him. So this year, this is his second year up there. I mean, he did everything on his own. And he showed me his maturity. So I was fine. Now I'll say this, with us losing our niece, she was 23 years old last year. She was traveling and COVID, and she passed immediately.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Devastating. Just, whew. Now that I have, asked God to bind the devil from making me feel any kind of way, as far as when I think about my child being gone, because you can't live in fear,
Right.
It does bring a different mind thought, because before that happened, I maybe could let it go a couple of days before I talk to Mason. Now he got his location on, so I may not still talk to him, but at least if I'm feeling some type of way, I know I can check on my child. So I'm excited for that. I think the twins, they definitely watched him and know that there's some maturing to do. So we on the driving and things like that, and teaching them. So I.
We froze up again. There you go. All right. We back.
I don't know what's going on. I ain't touched nothing. So, but we'll wait for the empty nesting convo the next time.
Okay. Well, I do know this. I'm happy to announce that Miss Shelia is going to be a part of the Let's Talk with Whitney Danelle team.
Yay!
She'll come help me with the show, so you'll see a lot more of her, or you'll be able to speak with her behind the scenes. Yes. I'm super excited for that.
I am too.
This was so. this whole little process of getting Let's Talk with Whitney Donnell started all over again. I was supposed to do it on my birthday, October 7th.
Okay.
And I was like, no, let me take some photos, let me invest in it, because I feel like if you invest in something, I feel like if you invest into something, it just starts to mean a little bit more. And then when you start putting time and energy into it, like it just floors. So
it becomes your baby,
Right. It becomes your baby. And then to have other people excited about it, like I'm happy for that. And to be able to connect with you and you show so much interest in it. Like I'm happy for that. So I'm
excited. I've like I was telling telling Whitney, me and my sister, we always, we need to do a podcast. We need to do this. We need to do that, And so this is the first time that I've ever been live on anything. And just to be able to talk to you, I feel so comfortable,
Yes.
Just to share whatever information, or if anybody can share with us, it's just a way of connection and bonding.
Right.
We need that more,
Right.
Our shells, and we don't talk much, but we need that. And Sanaya has been telling me, look here, Alyssa is my best friend. I'm gonna need you to be talking to her mom. Okay. So I said, I got you, Nana.
You always been so shy too. It's like, girl, come on over here. How you doing?
I may not seem shy. I'm pretty shy,
Yeah, you are. But it was super fun having you over for the movie night, the Halloween movie night. That was fun.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get together and do some more stuff, honey. We're gonna do this.
Sounds like a plan.
It does slap. And yes, I did Dion Cole. Sounds like a plan. Yeah. So really tonight was just supposed to be about testing this system to see if I could go on live on Facebook and on YouTube. And we have successfully done that and had a beautiful conversation about total faith.
That's it. You just gotta believe.
Yes, go ahead, baby.
Just believe, pray. I mean, I ain't gonna, that's my way of having faith, praying to God and just asking him to just guide my steps, and just don't forget that. Just every day, just wake up, say you're thankful, and show gratitude, for life. There's so much that we could be sad for, but if you know the word, you know that the world's only gonna get worse. So how are you gonna navigate through it, and
total faith.
That's it.
Total faith. Y'all hear me, She? Listen, Sheila said it first. You heard it here first, second, third. You probably heard it 100 times, but baby, we're gonna operate out of total faith.
That's it.
Hey, Miss Lenitra Bennett. Hey, honey.
Hey.
That's right, Jessica. Hey, we out here. We gonna do this.
And I'm gonna be at church on Sunday.
All right, now y'all heard of all right, who?
You.
I'm listen. If I got to come and get you, we going. Okay. So Jessica, you here? She gonna be in church. Listen, you hear? She didn't committed to church on Sunday.
I'm there.
Yes, it's good. It started at 10 o'clock, so we're gonna meet up down the Truth Gatherers Dream Center.
Okay,
we gonna do this.
I got you.
Jessica said faith is a lifestyle.
It is. Now that's a quote.
Faith
is a lifestyle. It's what you choose, and just allow your heart. Sometimes I've had people call me and say, "Well, what do you do?" And I'll be like, "You just gotta have faith." And they be like, "Well, what do you mean?" And I always have said, if I could ever tell the world something that would help them in their lifetime, it's try it. Try it. The next hard situation, literally pray about it and try it and just and see what happens.
And whenever some of those thoughts come up in your head that totally contradicts the faith message or command, say it ain't for me and try it anyway. Keep trying it. Keep trying. Keep trying, because it's gonna work. At some point we have to manifest the things that are good in our life, even because I've had to literally retrain my mind on how I think and the thing, like you said earlier, the things that we speak, because life and death is in the power of the tongue. And I have watched myself talk myself out of opportunities because I'm afraid. But fear is not of God. You know, that's not of God, and that's not his spirit at all. So again, have faith and try it.
Yeah, and there was another thing, because I had wrote down something that was on my mind before we started. With having faith and trying it, you have to be patient. People are so impatient sometimes; they want results right then. And help me out.
No, we done froze up again.
Don't come on now, devil! Don't do that. Okay. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, but the evidence of things unseen. Is that?
Girl, you better say that.
Okay. I just want to make sure, you know.
You better say that.
And so it's like you can't be impatient. You can't worry. The worrying contradicts praying and having faith and letting God handle it, you know. So you just have to remember those things, you know, when you find yourself getting impatient. It ain't like I have never gotten impatient, or sometimes I may not. I have to remind myself.
Right.
Come to, you know what I mean? Have a little faith and ride out.
Another thing is, God don't bless what you're not willing to pursue. Exactly. So faith without works is dead. So you got to have a thing. You got to have faith, but then you got to take whatever steps you need to take to make that thing come into fruition. You cannot at all just sit there and say, I want it.
Oh, no. See, you should have already done the work. And then you should be riding on faith. You know, because if you ain't done nothing for the situation to change, you know, depending on what the situation is. If you take actual footwork to do it, that's what you need to do, you know, and do that. But like in the situation with my child, there was nothing I could do.
No. And sometimes God will put you in a situation where I need you to sit down and let me do the work, but I need you to give the time.
Literally, that's all I could do was sit there.
Yeah. So you got to know your seasons. You got to know your seasons.
But yeah, so
Jessica said faith doesn't make things easy. Faith makes everything possible.
Hey, I like that.
All right, Jessica. Come through when it come through. Listen, that's a woman that done seen and been through some stuff, honey. When you know at age, I ain't gonna tell like we grown that it takes some life lessons to know and to have that type of understanding. That's wisdom. I like it.
Thank you, Jessica.
Yes, thanks, Miss Rush. Oh, I can't wait to put my arms around you. I want to hug you. Yeah, so I am. You gonna tell your age?
Yes, I am 36 years old. I'm 36 years old.
This our age. But anywho, we blessed to see today. I'm not even mad. That's right. Just listen, somebody asked me my age and then said 25. I said, don't take my years away from me. I said, I went through too much to be where I'm at right now.
I love the age that I am. I'm gonna take every year from here on out and enjoy it, you know. That's it. You know.
Well, she said, I never thought I would have made it. And this story, right? You know what, Jessica? I'm gonna go ahead and ask you. While I'm on here, we're gonna have to come on live with your story too, because oh my God, you have such a beautiful story and a story that says I got faith and I'm still waiting and praying.
Yes, you want to hear it,
but I'm blessed right now. So yeah, I want you on here too, Miss Rush, and I'll hit you up in your messenger to talk about it.
Yeah, it's just this is bonding time. This is a bonding experience, you know. Again, I've never been on a live, but as comfortable as I feel and just reassured that this is the right thing, it's a good feeling.
Right.
So I thank you, Miss Whitney, for you having faith and stepping out on starting this program. You know, it takes a lot of guts to do that.
Yes. 18 and 19 years experience. All right now. That's it. Yep. I love it. Yes. So Jessica, So we're gonna link up because I definitely want to have you on here. Again, you know, my overall message has been loving yourself to health. And I believe there's 3 key components to loving yourself to health. That is mentally, spiritually, and physically. And if you're not aligned mentally, your spirit won't be right, which it'll throw your physical off, whether it be you too big or you too small or something, you know, you have issues with your body and all of that different stuff. So in this season, I want to talk about loving yourself to health and how, you know, we could take the steps to do that. And again, this little that impromptu conversation on Saturday led to total faith on Monday, and I'm all right with it every day.
I hear you.
I'm all right with that every day.
Amen. I hear that.
Miss Lenitra Bennett said, "Amen." Jessica Rush said, "Ooh, I would have gave up a long time ago." And it wouldn't have been just you. It's so many of us who, if God didn't come in our life when he came in our life, if he would have, my own testimony is, I remember being 15 years old, broken from stuff that I saw around me as a child. And I remember praying for my husband at 15. I remember praying for everything I wanted. Through everything I saw that I didn't like, I was able to articulate to God what I needed. At 15, and at 16, he walked into my life. God will send the people that you need every single time. If he hadn't come into my life, that was a whole shift. If he hadn't came into my life when he came in my life, I probably wouldn't be right. I would have been super broke. If anything could have happened.
Yeah.
I learned
from him.
Yeah, and I do. He's a beautiful husband, a beautiful father. He's a great friend. Like anybody who has ever been around him, he is a blessing. He is a true blessing. So I'm happy to be his wife. You know, I'm happy that, you know, that he wanted
love.
He wanted him with me. When stuff got hard and he could have left, he still wanted him with me. So I thank God that's my guy.
Riding on faith, you know?
Riding on faith, because I was scared. You
know, I'll say this too, because I was having a conversation with my sister earlier. How you describe your husband, how you know him to be a good man is because the things that you were describing to me on Saturday that you were feeling or you would say to him, he could, a lot of men would say, "Oh, I don't want to hear all that. Oh, I can't deal with all that. Or I'm gone." You know what I mean? But for him to remind you of what he wasn't, what he was for you, what he was to his children, and how he was gonna stay there and how y'all was gonna be. That is a true.
So he loved me through a lot of different broken places, a lot of different broken places. And what she's referring to is when I had my first child. I'll give a little bit of that. When I had my first child, I was afraid. I was afraid because she was a girl and anything could happen or whatever. So he picked her up, and because I had my own trauma, the way he picked her up, it was a trigger for me. And I just told him, "Give me my baby. Hey, give me my baby." And when I took her, he was like, hey, that's my baby too. And I didn't realize what I was doing in the moment in which I did it or whatever, because he looking at me like, "Hey, I'm not gonna hurt my child. This is my child. You know, it's my child too." And he has never shown me anything that contradict his love for our child. So I drew back and I just burst out in tears, and I was like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, because that wasn't my intention." And we worked through a lot of those, we worked through a lot of those broken places, and he's still here. But the other beautiful part about him is, as we were working through those beautiful places, every time I felt free enough or safe enough to fly, he will always say, "You good? You sure you good?" And then he'd be like, "Go ahead."
Mhm.
Never tried to hold me back, but always was like, "You just a little. You all right? You sure? You Gucci? You really all right? Then go ahead, girl. Do your thing or whatever." And I love it.
Yes.
I could not get away with being me if he wasn't him.
Exactly. You know,
Yeah.
y'all are true soulmates, you know, that because even like you say, never trying to hold you back, you know. I mean, that's just beautiful, you know. We shared a lot on Saturday, and it definitely, you know, I mean, we've seen all these talks and women talk, and they talk about how we're so strong, and you know, we have a soft spot. Though that is true, everybody has emotions, and yes, women are strong. It's not just about a black strong woman. Women are strong. What we endure, number one, giving birth, we're strong. Are strong, and if we deserve the right to wear our emotions on our sleeves sometime, and somebody be there to
help.
And
hold us, and yep, you correct.
for mine, can you see? I'm still praying for mine, you know.
Yeah. Listen, and God gonna send him right on when he need to be there. That's all right.
That's it.
That's right. God gonna give
I'm
him
riding on faith
everything
with
that he
that one
needs.
too, because I need him to come right. So I'm gonna ride on faith with that.
That's right. But that okay. Look, okay. Hop on your faith, trike. Let's go. Let's go. Hop on it, honey.
What you do? What you do with it?
You got to ride it. You got to go.
Oh yeah.
Look, this message been up here for a while, but Jessica said, broken crayon still color, keep coloring with. That's a lot
That's
of people.
beautiful.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And yeah, me and Brian, we've been together for 20 years. 20 years together. Married 13, but at the end of it, I choose him again every single time. Because again, it takes some patience, y'all.
It does. It does take patience.
Takes some patience. Because I could be a patient. Every now and again, but it's all in good love. It's in good love. So I think anybody got any questions or comments that y'all want for us to throw up on the board before we get ready to close out?
I know you did everybody for Thanksgiving. Whose family are you? Is it your family that you're going to visit, or is it Brian's family?
So my sister's husband got a job in Louisiana.
Okay.
So we're all gonna go to Louisiana to
that's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So it's what I think 6 of us adults and 13 kids. We're about to have a blast.
I know y'all is.
Yeah, we about to have a blast. Listen, let's go out here and explore something different. And listen, everybody, I want y'all to enjoy y'all Thanksgiving. This week, this will be the only broadcast that we do. I'm gonna pause for Friday, and we'll just reconvene next week. But we're gonna have I want everybody to enjoy their Thanksgiving. You know, don't get too full or get full. That ain't my business. I ain't telling you what to do. You know, enjoy them babies.
What they say, getting full and your plate big is low vibrations. Well, I'm gonna be on.
I'm a low vibration. Okay, good day.
Vibration.
Mind your business. Mind your business, honey. You better mind your business and get off my plate.
Happy Thanksgiving.
That's it, Lenitra. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. And again, one of the this has become my favorite quote. One of the greatest privileges in life is being you. So make sure all of y'all go out and continue to bless everybody with your presence. You know, let the gift be your presence and enjoy life.
That's it.
Enjoy life. Yeah, that's right. Red velvet and pound. I'm eating too.
Hold on. Pie. Okay.
Yeah, sweet potato pie. It's going down. And yes, ma'am, that's happening. So again, thank y'all again for showing up and enjoying this broadcast with us. Again, Miss Shishi is on Let's Talk with Whitney as the moderator, and she's gonna help out with some more stuff. So I'm excited about that. Welcome to the team.
Thank you. I'm happy to be on the team.
Yes. And everybody, y'all have a good night.
You too.